What happens when the world's greatest minds show up on your stage? Let's find out. Judy, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, everybody. If you're watching this, you either just saw me present the Imagination Council and you met all the famous people from my Council of Visionaries, or you found this on my website. And this is my opportunity to introduce you to my partner in crime, Earl Waud, because he's the brains behind the AI animation that brings Abraham Lincoln and Margaret Thatcher and the whole gang to life to give us advice. So I have a business called Abundance 365, and I write books and I do RTT therapy for people, and I do speaking engagements and workshops and trainings, just anything that can help bring abundance into this world, which oftentimes needs it. Earl, take it away.
Outstanding, Judy. Yes, I was blessed to meet Judy at a recent training. We knew almost immediately that working together we could produce something pretty amazing, and I think we've achieved that and more. My name's Earl Waud. I am the author of the AI Prompts for Profit book and the training program that goes along with that. I have been teaching people now for well over a year on how to use AI for their business. I've taught hundreds of people. The results that they are getting is phenomenal. And with the meeting of Judy, we came up with this idea of a way to bring her keynote speech to life in a way that nobody had even thought of before. So it's very exciting, and I am really proud of the results.
We both
All
are,
right.
actually.
Judy, what's the core message of your keynote presentation?
So glad you asked, Earl. The core message is that we make 35,000 decisions a day, most of them on autopilot. And when we go to make our big decisions, we use a pros and cons list or an ask family and friends list, or we ask everybody that we know or even barely know what we should do with the big decisions in our life. Whether we should move, whether we should change jobs, whether you should tell your boss that you don't like her, whatever it is, these big decisions are not made very scientifically. So I discovered through being a certified Napoleon Hill instructor an idea for how to make decisions that's unique and powerful. I built an imaginary council of visionaries. Yes, I used my imagination, and our imaginations have more power than we ever dream of. And I built that council of 5 people from history that I had studied and respected and believed their advice would help me make better decisions. You kind of have to see my speech to meet all of them, but I'll tell you that 2 of them are Abraham Lincoln and MLK, so it's heavy hitters to be sure.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. What made you open to the idea of doing something as unique as AI generated historical figures?
Well, I believe in my life having synchronicity, that I meet the right people at the right time for the right reasons. And I was told after I performed a piece of this keynote that I was putting together at the time that I'd make a great one woman show, but that it wasn't going to be very applicable to conferences and corporations because it was too dramatic. The people that were running the retreat that Earl and I were at suggested that we work together to see if we could animate these characters to talk to us about the decisions we needed to make. And Earl and I got together and we worked on it, and the result is this phenomenal keynote that takes you back and yet brings you forward at the same time.
I love that. It is almost magical. Putting your questions to these incredible historical people from this keynote it's something to behold. And if you haven't just watched her keynote, you want to find a place where you can hear her speak and share this because it's brilliant and it will make you think how can I use my own historical counsel?
And that's the thing. If you hire me to do the keynote somewhere, you get to start working on building your own council of visionaries. You're not going to love the same historical characters that inspire me necessarily. And you get a chance to think about that.
Love it. All right. Judy, can you describe the moment when you realized the impact of bringing these historical figures to life would have on your keynote? What was that like?
It was actually 1,000 moments, Earl, because the whole time I wrote 365 Days of Abundance, as I read hundreds of books researching to write that book, I read tons of biographies: Abraham Lincoln, Martin Luther King, Margaret Thatcher, Amelia Earhart. She didn't have a very long life, very short book. That's not probably one that you should keep on your bookshelf for a long time. But when I met you and we got the idea from the retreat we were at to work together to animate these characters, those characters had already animated my life in so many ways. The wisdom that I got from learning from them at my imaginary council of visionaries around my dining room table. And when I realized I could bring that to other people, that they could be able to experience their own council of visionaries to make better decisions, extraordinary decisions that would, because when you can visualize Susan B. Anthony riding on a horse to try to get women's suffrage in place for 52 years, you realize that your journey's not that hard. You can do it. You have way less challenges than what any of those people went through and became the people that we want to model our lives after.
Wonderful. I know that your keynote has inspired me to create my own counsel, and I've been using it to ask questions and get better answers. So I'm grateful
Yay, that's
for all
wonderful.
of
I
this.
think everybody should do it. You made me something really cool, Earl, that I could have my own council of visionaries on my computer so that I can use it with my clients when I coach and do therapy. And they have loved picking one of my council of visionaries just to ask their question to, and they know right away who they want. I've had people pick all 5 of the characters just because that's who spoke to them.
Yes, yes. Well, you've chosen well your counsel for sure. You've chosen one.
Now, when we're not on this interview, you'll have to tell me who's on your council.
Yes. Judy, can you tell me a little bit about how it's been working with me in this creative process for your keynotes?
Okay, I'll do that if you tell me what it's been like working with me. Is that a deal?
Yeah, it's a deal.
Okay, so I'll tell you first. The surprising thing is I thought that Earl would be kind of like an egghead if he was really good at AI. You know, kind of like no personality, no smile, like just I'll deliver whatever it is you want. Instead, it turned out that we love talking about what we're reading and what's inspiring us and how our businesses are going. We've just had a blast doing this. And Earl is not only responsive, but if I just give him an idea, he'll all of a sudden, 20 minutes later, I get something back and he goes, how about this? He's sort of like me. Like I always go above and beyond for my clients, and he does the same thing for his clients. And it just makes a working relationship, makes you feel like you're important and what you're doing matters. And that's huge.
Oh, thank you. That's very nice. The work you're doing is important and you matter for sure. I know that when we met, I got an opportunity to get a copy of your Abundance 365 book, and I'm enjoying that still. It's not been a year yet, so I'm still going through it day by day.
Oh, you can use it. I still use my copy every day. Like I
I'm sure
literally,
it has a lot
because
of repeat
every year the
value.
same days come again. Like, like
Yes,
you still
yes,
need inspiration.
yep. And it's been a pleasure working with you. Your energy, your spirit, and the intent to help people the way you do, it's just contagious. So thank you for that.
We've both been blessed to find good partnership.
Thank you. Judy, I know I love the keynote, but can you tell me a little bit about how your audiences are responding when they see these historical figures for the first time and how it goes for the keynote?
Most of the time, people's minds are blown, like they just can't even believe it. one of the people who met me and said they were looking for a keynote speaker could, she'd call me the next week. So I sent her the email that I put together that had samples of Susan B. Anthony and Abraham Lincoln in it. She literally wrote me back in 15 minutes. Usually you send an email and people don't write back for a day or two, right? 15
Yeah.
minutes later, I'm watching TV with my husband and this email comes through and she goes, "Oh, wow." She said, "I've never seen anything like this." She goes, "Can we hire you?" Like she wanted to see it. Like it was just had to have it. And anybody who's seen any part of it has just been floored. And when I even told the girls, they didn't even see the speech. The girls at one of my networking group, it was an all-woman networking group, and we were having lunch, and they were leaving the restaurant going, "I want to build my own council. Like, who would I have on it? I'm going to go home and do that." Like, I didn't even get to give the speech, and they were already excited about building their own council of visionaries. So I believe that the magic of it is bringing modernity, AI animation, to the power of successful people in history and putting those two together and bringing in our own personal imagination. So you put the three together, it's dynamite.
Yes.
It's so cool.
Yes, I agree 100%. The creativity makes it so that you really engage and you start thinking, how can I do this? Right? Judy, if somebody watching this is interested to get their own keynote from you and to meet your council, how do they get a hold of you? What do they need to do to reach out?
It's so easy. If you can remember my name, Judy Balloff, it's just www.judyballoff.com. And on there, there's a key to work with Judy, and you just fill out the form and I give you a call.
Outstanding. That's very
And how
easy.
do they work with you, Earl?
Similarly, they can just go to a website. There is one that you should be able to remember. It's transformwithearl.com. So
Cool.
I can help
Okay.
you transform your business into whatever it is you're looking to achieve and be happy to work with anybody. So reach out.
Awesome. It's been a total pleasure to chat with you today, Earl. So thank you.
Thank you. It's always a pleasure to chat with you, Judy. I really appreciate you and appreciate the work you're doing. So thank you for this opportunity.
Awesome. And see all the rest of you at a keynote in your neighborhood.
There you go. I'll see you online.
Yes, Earl, you will see online.